When I first wrote the Vanquish 21-day close protection training program, it was primarily to provide operatives to our other Vanquish companies, whether that be bug sweeping operatives to TSCM International, surveillance operatives to Vanquish Investigation Services, or, of course, close protection operatives to Vanquish Security Services. The qualifications that you'll get from the 21-day course are quite varied, and from an outside perspective, they might seem a little bit confusing. But when they're combined, they actually make for a very interesting training program. When conducting a threat assessment, we try to identify who's responsible and what the modus operandi of that individual or that overall group is or are. And the way we identify that is through comprehensive research. Comprehensive research on occasions does include surveillance for the purposes of intelligence acquisition. And so therefore, when you combine those two things, you can straight away see how it is effective. The whole idea of a threat assessment is basically to look at what the threat is, who issued it, what they tend to do in order to hurt the person that they're trying to harm, and therefore we try to implement effective, relevant, but comprehensive countermeasures. And once we've identified who is responsible and what the modus operandi is to implement relevant, effective, but proportionate countermeasures to prevent those threats as far as reasonably practicable from occurring. The other reason that surveillance is such an important skill set for anyone wishing to operate in the close protection sector is because it helps us identify additional auxiliary or adapted threats through the implementation of proactive countermeasures, which can only really be done if you are actually trained in surveillance. Hence why we teach all of our operatives on this course advanced surveillance techniques. Technical surveillance countermeasures or bug sweeping is also an invaluable skill set to have as a close protection operative because it will help secure your principals' residences, workplaces and vehicles to keep them secure from covert illicit monitoring devices, which again is taught by us across the world, and so we are considered experts in this field. One of the key things about the Vanquish Close Protection Training Program and the operatives that graduate from it is that they go through a relatively rigorous application and interview process before they even attend the course. In other words, rather than paying to attend a course, they cannot do that. We have them go through the rigorous process first. We select between 4 and 6 from usually more than 100 for each course, and then they go through the 21-day vigorous program itself as well. So all of our operatives have been hand selected from a huge pool of potential candidates. They go through the 21-day course through which they are being continuously and constantly assessed. The other key thing that was considered whilst I was writing the close protection training program is that it was kept realistic. Vanquish Security Services provide security services, close protection, residential security to ultra high net worth individuals and celebrities. The program is all based around those types of clients. So the program's always held in very central environments, whether that be central Manchester, London, Mayfair, Knightsbridge, the city, or of course Leeds. We ensure that it's kept as realistic as possible using real life scenarios based on the experience that we've accrued through the security company. Vanquish is a growing business, but we are also a family business. All of our operatives who have come through the academy hopefully work for us on a relatively long-term basis. All of our top-level operations managers attended at some point the 21-day Vanquish training program. And so we like to keep all of our promotions, all of our roles reserved for those who come through our academy, come through the ranks of any of the business, whether that be investigations, security, technical surveillance countermeasures within the organisation, because we know that we can trust them. There are two key things to remember about the Vanquish course that is different probably from most other courses. One of which is we do not do firearms training. One of the reasons is because we do not deploy into hostile environments ourselves, but if any of our candidates do wish to deploy in hostile environments, you need to understand that most of those contracts require you to be ex-military. And if you're ex-military, you've handled a weapon anyway. So a 1-day, 2-day, 3-day weapons handling training aspect on any course is probably quite irrelevant. The The second thing is the hand-to-hand combat. Combat, whether that be martial arts or otherwise, is a very, very prolonged training course. It's not something you do within a couple of days, it's something that you need to learn over a period of years. What we recommend that you do if you're not involved with martial arts, or you don't practice martial arts or any other sort of combat sport already, is that as part of your continuous professional development, you develop that over a period of time once you have left the course. One of the many reasons our clients use us on an ongoing or regular basis is because of the academy. For them, it offers continuity and it gives them the trust that we are not going to simply outsource the job to a potentially unqualified or unknown third party. They know that all of our operatives have gone through a rigorous process, that is the interview, the application process, in addition to the very laborious and intensive 21-day Vanquish training course.